All right, everybody. Uncle Ed, we're back. You know how I'm always back, right? I'm never not always back. And it's January 22nd, 2026. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, Lisa, of how quickly this year already is going. We have 1 week left of January 2026. I think even the Jetsons think this is going too fast.
We're in
Uh,
Judson's time frame right now, I
I'm
think.
telling you, it is the most bizarre thing ever. Well, everybody, look, today we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to talk about Lisa's book. This is Lisa. If you
Yay.
don't know who she is, go back and
Hi.
look at some of the interviews I've done.
I know,
Lisa
right?
Taylor is definitely somebody who's been in my sphere for a long time, a dear friend. And
Yeah.
now, guess what? Don't tell anybody she's an author. How
Tell
about that?
everybody.
No, yep, it's the opposite. Tell everybody. We're going to talk about her book today and about some insights of how and why this came about. So help me welcome Lisa Taylor of Hive Holistic. Thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
me your time and giving us your time to talk about this wonderful book. Now,
Thank
first things
you. Thank you.
first,
Thank you.
I saw it on Amazon, so let's just share it because we're going to
Yeah.
go there.
It is on
And there it is on
Amazon.
Amazon. It all begins with you. And doesn't it? Let's talk about
Yeah.
that for a second. So tell me
Sure.
what the impetus was of this book. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of life changes in a short amount of time. And Ed, you were at the front row when all these things were happening. It was a period, this book covers a period of about 10 years, starting in like 2015. And at
Mm,
that time, I was living in the Bay Area in San Francisco, running my marketing agency. Things were growing. It was really good. I was married, and then a lot of big things happened. We had to move. We decided to move to LA because my ex is from there and he had business there and family there, and it was actually the right move, even though I didn't want to go. But I went, and at about 5 months in, we became parents to our niece basically overnight. It was a family emergency, and we were able to step in and to provide some stability and consistency, which she hadn't had for a long time. So I was, doing my marketing business, thriving, having fun, and then literally the next week I was at the parent teacher conference. And mom wasn't there, but I showed up and learned all kinds of really devastating things about her life. And
oh,
so it was an opportunity to step in, even though it was very difficult. And my marriage really broke down during that period of time. It just highlighted a lot of things for me about being with the wrong partner. And so by the end of the school year, my niece was doing great. She was winning awards, best reader, most improved student. And then I also decided it's time for me to end this marriage. So went through divorce and subsequently a massive healing journey. A year of psychotherapy, Reiki master, yoga, meditation, journaling, travel. Bought a one-way ticket to Bali, and was a digital nomad for 2.5 months, and discovered so much about who I truly am and how important it is to focus on yourself and have these moments, these me moments, where you can recenter, because there's so many things in life that are going to throw you off center, and they're going to constantly come, right? They never stop, actually. Um, but you get stronger, you get better, you become well equipped and resourced to handle all the challenge.
wow. I mean, talk about going all in. I mean,
Yeah.
this book, I mean, look, and it's kind of telling from the title, but it does imply that, when you go through massive changes, which we all do, it's important to go all in and really discover. I mean, what's your truth, right? When nobody's watching and you're in
Mhm.
front of the mirror, it's just you and the mirror. What is your real truth? I will tell you that about, I don't know, it's been over 15 years now. One of the greatest gifts that I gave myself was permission just to be who I really am. We read everywhere, Lisa, all especially in sales books, right? If you're in
Mm.
sales, fake it to make it
Mm.
and do this, do that, and act as if. And I think that kills a lot of spirits because at the
Sure.
end of the day, what we're doing is we spend so much time just building and wearing masks,
I
depending
know,
on the
right?
situation. If you go here, you got to act one way, and then you go here. And here's what I find fascinating is we live based on all these norms and rules, yet I cannot find a single name of an author of those rules and guides. Why
Yeah,
is it that I'm following rules with unnamed and unknown authors?
so true, right? And
And
it's
it's my life. But
right. And I think that's such a great observation because ultimately you're the author. You're the one in the director's chair, not some unknown figurehead. And it took me a lot of challenge to really hone and integrate that truth for myself. Because I did feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just watching myself go through life. I'm not
mhm.
intending, I'm not like commanding the things that I want, which we have the power to do that. And I think oftentimes we just forget.
It's almost like an out of body experience, right? You're watching
Yeah.
yourself do all these things going,
Like,
and
what?
sometimes you get to this fork in the road going, who is that person? Because
100%. Or like, how did I end
that's not
up
me.
here? Yeah. How did I end up here? I remember having those moments with
How
myself
did
in
I
this
end
time
up
frame,
here?
like, what am I doing here?
Right.
But it's good. I think I'm a big fan of the breakdown. I'm a big fan of the darkness because it's our most potent teacher. I would never be this if I didn't go through all of those challenges, all of those dark things, all of those like really difficult moments where you think, "Oh my God, am I going to
Mm.
get out of it?" And you will.
Yeah, that's so good. I heard a saying that says, we as human beings develop like old film used to be developed in a dark room,
Oh, I love that. It
right?
does. It
Think
exposes all
about
these
it.
cool
Whoa,
things.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
when we're
it is
under
a great analogy.
challenge. Yeah, I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And I kind of I run my life that way. I embrace quote unquote failure or errors because therein lies, in my opinion, the work. Think about all the things you would be still doing and the veneers and the masks we'd still
Mm,
be using if you decided just to comply and decided, I'm just going to shoot myself in the back of the back shed and just be somebody else. But my true
right?
self, I'm going to go back in the shed and shoot that person, right?
I know.
I just think it's we so many of us do this, and we get to a point later in life and we've squandered for the most part a chunk of time trying to be everything to people who at the end of the day either don't matter or don't care.
I
So on
know.
that note,
That
how
too.
has it changed just your relationship with other human beings?
Yeah, I think what I write about and what I have experienced now on the other side of completing this book and publishing it and putting it out to the world is I feel free.
Mm.
And what you were saying about like, um, you know, becoming basically something that isn't really you. My analogy is I felt like I was a different shape. I was shaping myself to a lot of different things, to relationships, to clients even. Um, and then at some point I just allowed myself to be the shape that I am and loved that. Love myself despite what anyone thought. And there's such freedom in that clarity and there's ease and even though it's scary, I think it's so scary for, I'm not sure why. I think we're just not conditioned or told that it's okay to be who you are. And certainly that was the case for me. I had a really hard time with that for whatever reason. But once I gave myself that permission to just be myself, it's almost like people just accept you when you accept yourself. It becomes easier, actually.
Which is the irony,
It's the
because we
irony.
spend so much time doing other things that we think operate word think. And I think that's the reason why we do it,
Yeah,
is because we're afraid to not be loved, to not be
for sure.
respected, to not be included,
Not
to not
belong because
be
belonging is big for us,
appreciated.
right? As humans. Yeah,
And then what
totally. We
ends
don't
up
want to,
happening is
yeah.
it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because we start attracting the wrong people
Yeah.
that we spend so much time trying to please. And then we realize they need to go and do the work as well because maybe they haven't found themselves, right?
Oh, definitely.
I could
Absolutely.
tell you, I've been in crowded rooms where I felt alone.
Oh my God, right?
which is
Yeah,
so weird.
everyone's
Like you're
just
here having another out of body experience. You're in the middle of a room with like 100 or more people, and you're like, wow, I
I
don't
know.
feel like these are my people. This is not my tribe. I'm in the wrong place. I'm almost like, how do I fake my death and go have coffee?
Just leave, get out.
Right? Just leave. And I have. There have
Yeah.
been situations where I have tended
Oh yeah.
certain things, and I just, this is not my thing. I gotta
Yeah.
go. Right?
I've done the exact same thing, like unapologetically, just like walk away
Yeah, just walk away, pull your keys out, and go.
and just
Right? Go
go.
do
It's
the
the best
things
thing.
that are
It's the best
important
thing.
to you. Now, on that note, what are the would you say are the top three things that you learned about you in this whole
Yeah.
journey of
Um,
all in?
of all in. I don't give myself enough credit. I
Mm.
am really hard on myself, and I've become much more gentle with myself. And because I'm a high achiever, I expect a lot of myself. And so, and as does the rest of the world. Like I was that person in my family that would just like take things on. And that was kind of the expectation because I can handle a lot. And I have to remember that even though I can handle a lot, I don't want to always handle a lot. It's not always good
Mm.
for me. It's not.
Ooh.
And so I have to
Okay.
like really push back on my tendency to be a workaholic. Like I push back on that all the time. It's a lifelong thing for me. So I would say like those two things, like being gentler on myself is really important, pushing back on the workaholism, and just putting things out there is so healing for me. I never thought I would be that person that talks about all their pain like publicly. I never in a million years, Ed. So
That takes
not
courage.
it, yeah, like and even to publish and write some of these things down, and then sometimes I reread them and I'm like, "Oh my God, did I just do that?" And I did. And it's been incredibly healing because others get permission to share their story if they
There it
want.
is.
And it's just this beautiful healing process for everybody, not just me, but the people that read it then say, a friend just told me yesterday, like, hey, I'm going through something similar with my mom where I have to remember she has her own work to do. So this is such a great reminder that we cannot take on other people's pain and challenge and suffering. So it's like super affirming to have put myself out there in that way.
I love it. So a couple of side effects I gathered from what you just said is number one is you realize you can't take on other people's pain. You can be helpful and be
Yeah,
compassionate, but it's what I call affecting without being infected. You got to be
totally.
really careful, right? And
Yep.
then the other thing is that you gave permission to people, right, to
Yeah.
also tell their stories because it's so funny, right? When you tell people your dirty laundry and you show it, all of a sudden they're like, hold on a second, let me go I got like
Yeah.
3 buckets of dirty laundry I want to show you too, right? And I
Right?
think the
Yeah.
third thing is that you start to attract more of the genuine people that you wanted to from the beginning. Because
Yeah.
what's the old saying? Those who mind
Don't
don't
matter.
matter, and those who matter don't
Don't
mind.
mind. Yeah.
I think it's so
Totally.
true.
It's so true. And like one step further, you attract people that have a similar experience or a
Mm,
similar wound or a similar healing journey is what I've
makes sense.
noticed, which is so cool because like, oh, we can speak that same language about our moms and our challenge with our moms, you know? So there's this beautiful connection in doing that.
Makes total sense. What do you want people to get out of reading this book? What's the number one thing?
I mean, obviously it all begins with you. But I think the ultimate thing is that you have such power that you don't recognize. And
Mm,
when you go through life unhappy, unhealed, doing things that don't satisfy you and fulfill you, we all feel it. Whether you're conscious of it or
yeah.
not, it's all there. So do everyone, but most importantly, do yourself a favor by taking care of yourself because we feel that too. And that feels amazing.
That's so awesome. Again, I'm going to share this. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody, go out and get the book. Get it
Thank
now. Read it because you're
you.
going to find so many great nuggets of real life experience. This isn't just like
Yeah.
theory or she went and got her PhD in this. No, no, this, she lived this, but she also lived the
Yeah.
other side, which is what I call ashes to beauty, which is the victory that came out of
Mm,
deploying courage,
thank you.
courage to tell her true story and air her dirty laundry, so to speak, because it gave people permission. I mean, for me, this encourages me to be more authentic. As
Hmm.
like I said, I mean, I gave myself the gift of just permission to be who I really am and not try to fake it to make it or be somebody else or all these 52, checklist of things you need to do to be successful.
Ugh,
And by the way, what does success mean? It's a green word. It means different things to different people. So,
completely.
have you defined what success is truly to you? I'm going to give you an example. I remember this one gentleman, a financial guy, speaking. I went to a seminar, and the first thing he asked is to the whole crowd, how do you define net worth? And everybody, of course, here come right left brain bean counters. Well, it's assets minus liabilities. He goes, well, yeah,
Yeah.
technically, if you just look at numbers, yeah. So he
Yeah.
goes, here's how I define it: the amount of time you can spend doing whatever it is you want.
Oh.
That is net worth to me, he said. I
Mm,
and that's where, right?
yeah.
Pin drop. You can hear the gears in everybody's brain. That was about the only sound you can hear, including my own, going, wow, I never thought of it that way, which means perspective, right?
Yeah.
Perspective of life. Because, I mean, you guys heard all these cliches. One life, right? It's short. Think about in the continuum of infinity, which is time, right? We are all but a mere blip, a pimple in time. That's all we got. So the
Yeah,
question is, what are you doing with it? Are
absolutely.
you living on truth, or are you living on what I call book truths and chapters of this and that and other people's unnamed authors' rules and truths, right? That's what's important, is that you live your own.
Yeah.
I love the whole exercise of look at yourself in the mirror, just stand there and go, who am I really?
Yeah, it's
And
tough.
if
It's a
you have
tough
the
one.
ability to, yeah,
Yeah,
travel, right?
right. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Decide to do the thing and do full immersion and go out and find out. Because some people make fun of the whole finding myself, right? Oh, it's such a hippie thing. Well, no, it isn't. The reality is that most of us have been so conditioned and so molded that we haven't found ourselves. We
Yeah.
have found our avatars
Yep.
that comply with all the social, what they call no, mores and folkways, right? All these norms, but we don't really live true lives with our authentic selves. And then here we are, older, going, wow, what did I do? And this is where you start to see things like midlife crisis or quarter life, now they call them as well, and people just completely changing everything,
Yeah,
right?
which is
But
great. I applaud that. I'm like, go
I do
for it.
too.
Do
And I
it.
say, don't
Do
wait
it.
for it. Don't wait
Don't
to
wait.
have
Oh,
these.
well,
Why are
that's
you
the
waiting
thing.
for these?
I know. And we're human, right? Part of us is, and I have been there. We wait until a dramatic thing happens and then we make a change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because that's how we are learning. But we don't have to. We really don't have to. You can make changes when things are happy and wonderful, and you can explore, right? You don't have to
Yeah,
uproot your whole life. But I think as humans, it's a little bit hard to sometimes
it is.
initiate unless there's something pushing you.
Well, there's so much inertia, right, to
Yeah.
life in general. So, what are you doing now, as far as just for the public, your business? What are the things you're
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. So, through the life changes that I mentioned earlier, I pivoted from marketing and started to do more coaching. And so that looks like guiding people through change. So I became a certified life coach, and my program is really about, I call it holistic change. So it's change on a spiritual level, emotional, physical, and mental. So, really engaging all parts of you. And that's what I experienced on myself that really helped me to kind of catapult forward in a really strong way. Um, what I notice too is that a lot of people, we carry trauma with us throughout our
Yeah.
lives.
Oh,
And if
yeah.
we don't heal that, it can really inhibit what we want to create in the future. So that part is really important to my coaching because that's what often stops us is those little traumas that
Yeah.
we have not tapped into yet. So I love to do that work. I have gone deeper into yoga, which has been a really amazing tool for me in so many ways, not just physically, but a lot of mental strength has come from that practice. So I teach privately, I teach clients in classes, and then I do private meditation, which is the best tool I can recommend. It's free, you take it everywhere with you, and it teaches you about yourself and how to manage your mind because our mind
Mm,
is an amazing supercomputer.
it is.
We have our logical mind, we have our more imaginative mind. And if you're able to discern when that logical mind is trying to keep you safe and protect you, which it's doing its job, totally fine. But if you're able to navigate through that, you can just be a stronger human and more efficient and more intuitive. So you step into the right situations, the right rooms versus the ones where you're like, well, why did I do that again? You know, repeating patterns and
Mm,
getting stuck. So those are the tools that I have found have been just phenomenal. So I like to share them with others.
that's wonderful. So my final question is, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, lots of ways, all the ways. Email, website. I'm on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, which you might be watching this there. And then I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those places.
And they just type in Lisa Taylor,
Oh yeah, I can share my website. Lisa Taylor Holistic is my website, and that has everything. So
lisataylorholistic.com.
there it
Yeah.
is, in the chat, Ed, if you want to click
Okay.
on it.
Yeah. There it
Um,
is.
yeah,
Lisa
well,
Taylor Holistic.com.
yes. So that's my website, and then I'm a published author on Amazon, so I'm
Yeah,
there
that's for sure. That you
too.
just have to go on Amazon and look up Lisa Taylor author, and you'll see her there
There's a
and get
lot.
her
There's a
book.
few Lisa Taylors.
Yeah, but it
That's
pops
fine.
up like the third one.
Okay,
But there you
good.
go. There's the link if you guys can see it. Well, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
insightful as always. I love our conversations because they're always so deep. They're none of it is superficial or small talk. It's all real talk. So everyone go get her book. Make
Thank
sure
you.
that you live an authentic life and also be kind to yourself because we started the conversation and
Yeah,
Lisa started it out with that. That was the first thing she had to discover is you got to be kinder to yourself. I mean,
totally.
look, you're in your flesh 24/7. Nobody else is. It's you, right? And so go be you because everybody else is taken, right?
True. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Have a
Thank
fantastic day.
you.
And until our next video, we'll
All
do a
right.
follow up. Thank you so
Cheers.
much, Lisa.
Thanks, Ed.
Be well.